Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's that time again, folks. Time for the world-famous motion picture Retribution Power Hour, presented to you by the illustrious Evening Brothers. Take it away, band.
Welcome back to the Motion Picture Retribution Power Hour, the only podcast on the internet. That's right, we invented the genre. Hosted by the illustrious Evening Brothers. There are three of us. I am Brother Preston.
Oh, I am Brother John, and they call me Lil Stinky sometimes, but you shouldn't.
We do not.
My name is Brother Lincoln, and they call me Pinky Linky sometimes.
That's actually true. We do.
We do call him that every once in a while. This is a podcast.
Say it out
the
loud,
only podcast
Preston.
on the internet.
Preston, say it out loud. Say it out loud right now, in front of God and family.
What?
Yeah, say my name.
Say his name.
What did we say? Big Pinky?
No, I'm Big Stinky or Lil Stinky or whatever I
I'm
said.
Pinky Linky.
Yeah.
Oh, Pinky Linky. Is that
Okay,
what you
now say
wanted?
it slower.
And you could be Boingo.
Linky.
Big Stinky, Pinky Linky, and Boingo.
Yeah.
We're veering so close to the names of the ghosts in Pac-Man, which is going to be really relevant.
Yeah,
wow.
it
They
sure
have
is.
names?
So this
I
is
never would've
the only
guessed.
podcast on the internet, and this is where we make each other watch bad movies for some reason.
Yeah. Well, bad is a relative term. Not in this case, but, generally.
Yeah, we've found some gems.
I guess I just
not
want
this
to. I
one.
want to make space in my heart for Q the Winged Serpent and Hellboy and all my good work that I've done in Constantine.
This is true. We've
Constantine-
had some. There have been
We
some
shouldn't have
high
watched
points.
Constantine. It's just too good.
We have also plumbed the depths, and I do believe that this is one of those
Cool.
times.
This is it.
Yeah. Oh, we out here plumbing, baby. Call me Dr. Mario, but take away the doctor because I'm actually doing some plumbing. That one got away from me, if I'm being honest.
That was really cool,
out
John.
of the depths of my deep, dark, black stone heart,
That I
I
do not wanna
forced
plumb.
you gentlemen to watch Pixels, the 2015 Adam Sandler movie
hate this
about
movie.
video games coming to life.
Okay, the first thing, Preston, I want to say about Pixels is that we were really harsh on Battleship. 3.5 ages ago, back in the first age, and now that we're in the middle of the third age, I am so sorry to Battleship.
Yeah, man.
because we had no idea what was coming.
It's just
we
like
had no idea.
It's a shame looking back and seeing, this is how I assume people who make like horrendous life choices, which I of course haven't, must feel when they look back on those. It's just like this sense of like, oh, I had no idea. I had no idea what was coming. And I also have a thing that I wanted to say before we kind of dive in, and that I actually wrote it down, sorry, because I wanted to get it verbatim. I'll just flip through my flip.
Yeah, make sure you don't misquote yourself,
I don't want to
John.
misquote. Well, I wrote it down because it was an important
Is
verbiage.
that a camera manual?
Shut the fuck up. It's a funny joke I'm doing. So I wanted to fuck you, Preston, for this and all of it, is what I said. And so
I see. You didn't actually write it down verbatim. That was
I
just
thought-
all for the
no, I
bit.
wrote it. Yeah, it was really off the top of the dome.
Yeah.
This is a bad movie.
Yeah, aren't you more impressed now, Preston?
Wasn't that pretty?
It was all a
It
ruse.
was all
pretty cool.
holy shit, John, you really got me there. Oh my
that's
goodness.
pretty
cool. Oh, John, you got
I
him
just
so
don't know
good.
how
I
I
got
can
him.
possibly go on.
I got him. Lincoln, you're next.
Congratulations,
did.
Preston. That little bit you just did was more funny than the entirety of the entire movie.
Here's what's exciting. This is an antagonistic podcast. It's part of what we do. But I have been listening in the editing to the last couple episodes, and I have realized that I owe the listeners an apology, perhaps, for blowing my gourd a little bit too much. I maybe got a little too angry a couple of times and sort of sort of lashed out in that anger, and I've been reading my Bible.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I've been looking at the scriptures, and I'm going to try really hard to not shout and scream in this particular ep. So,
Hey,
Preston.
Are you consulting the like gourd blowing sections of the Bible?
Yeah,
like where it says, "Thou shalt not blow thy
No
gourd."
more
Yeah.
like
Too
flipping
often.
over money changer tables or
Philippians.
Yeah, don't blow your gourd on the Sabbath.
Yeah, thou shalt not
You know,
blow thy
whatever.
gourd. You get it.
Also,
You guys
I would
get
just
it.
like to say, John, I'm a little disappointed that this is the episode you're turning over a new leaf because
Oh.
this is one that I absolutely want some ranting and screaming.
One of the
Here's-
most enraging ones.
Here's what's
One of the
exciting.
most enraging movies we've watched.
I am absolutely going to rant. I'm going to rave. I have a lot that I want to say about this movie. I think I yell too much at you guys particularly. And so
You know,
I've been
that's probably
I've been
fair.
feeling a little conflicted, a little convicted. So we're working on that. Let's dive into Pixels though, if we can.
Let's dive in.
Yeah,
Uh,
let's
let
dive
me
into
let me
Pixels.
just give you a real brief synopsis here. There's some
Yeah, go for it.
kids. They compete in a video game championship. One of those kids grows up to be Adam Sandler, who turns into a washed-out TV installer.
He couldn't have known. He was so
It's my
innocent.
literal nightmare.
The other one grows up to be the president of the United States of America. And the other one grows up to be
Played by who? Wait, played by who? No, he doesn't grow up to be the current U.S. president. He didn't grow up to be Donald J. Trump.
President, I love that you're starting with the synopsis and you've made this movie like the most opaque. Like no one has any clue what this movie's about
I love-
at the stage of description you're at.
Which,
Well,
to
it
be
doesn't-
fair,
We're gonna get there.
is
Lincoln.
kind of
We're
it's the
gonna get
diametric
there.
opposite of the movie. So he grows up to be Kevin James, President Kevin
Right,
James.
Kevin
which is
James,
so important
president
to me.
of the United States of America, and Josh
Yes, yes.
Gad, yeah, not Will
Yeah.
Gad. Josh Gad's character grows up to be a conspiracy theorist who lives in his mom's basement. A whole bunch of aliens. Well, there's a video of a video game competition that gets shot into space. Some aliens see this competition and say, "Hey, this looks like a challenge. Let's go fuck some humans up." So they
It is such a good description of this movie that you have to keep bouncing back to be like, oh, I forgot. There's this like crucial piece of context
by
of the
the
movie provided, but it's like way more important than you think it's
I
gonna
know
be.
it doesn't. Yeah. Anyways, the aliens attack Earth as pixelated video game characters, and they do battle. Let's see. We also have the Fire Blaster. The other
clue what
video
you're talking
game. Why can't I?
Oh,
what's
yeah.
the
Peter
actor's name?
Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage. Thank you. Peter Dinklage is in
Dinklage,
this.
yep.
As the Fire Blaster, which is
Yeah.
the worst name ever.
the Toxic Avenger himself.
Also the worst guy.
Well, yeah,
ever
that too.
in the
He
movie.
man.
cheats at video games, and somehow that plays into
Okay,
the whole thing.
spoilers. Huge spoilers.
Yeah, they there's a love interest. There's a whole bit
Oh,
with drinking wine and crying in a closet.
The most relatable part of the movie, by the way.
Living video game characters, and they fight.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's,
Okay,
it's
we're
all
good.
technically
That's all we need.
categorically true.
I would say if you want to know more about the plot of this movie, you should watch the movie, but that's just not a good idea.
I would,
just keep listening.
I would
We'll
never
cover it.
put that into the
figure
world.
that out.
We're gonna leave no stone unturned, Preston.
Yeah. I know, Preston, that you do have to get somewhere, but we're gonna go as long as we need to go.
Oh,
because this is
yes.
the first time
We
I
have
feel the
enough
weight of the
time.
world on my shoulders. I need to talk about this movie. I don't even have a Find Your
Yeah.
Funny, by the way. I have a couple of things that are interesting to look at that we'll do in the middle, but I don't have a Find Your Funny because I was like, I don't fucking need that.
I
We
don't
have
think,
way
I
too
think
much
we're
to
going
talk
to be
about.
just fine for this episode.
Okay, I think we should. I feel like one of us is gonna introduce a topic, and we're all gonna want to say something about it. So I think we should just go chronological through the movie, classic Evening Brothers style, and lay it all out there.
It's weird
'Kay.
how much I want to be organized because I don't want to miss a single thing.
No, I want to cover everything. First off, this movie is directed by Chris Columbus.
It's my most enraged moment is when I saw that on screen and I was like, no. The guy who made what I consider to be the greatest children's and Christmas movie of all time, Home Alone. The guy who made Heartbreak Hotel, a movie where it's E.T., but the alien is Elvis and he wants to fuck Elliot's mom. He made this?
The guy who made the first 2 Harry Potter movies made this.
Sure, who gives a shit about those? Yeah, it's crazy, like, the career of this. This feels like the kind of thing that you're like, what did they have on you? Like, what kind of dirt?
What kind of debt were you in?
Yeah.
What kind of emotional,
Nicolas Cage situation?
Intellectual, social debt were you in?
Yeah.
What kind of money? What was the check? How many zeros were on that check that you decided to sacrifice your artistic integrity and your regular integrity as well?
Perhaps
your regular
he
citizenship.
just really, really, really wanted to work with Adam Sandler and was willing to make the most Adam Sandler of all Adam Sandler movies in order to do that.
I mean, I do see the appeal of, like, if I could be friends with Adam Sandler and get paid millions of dollars to go on cool Bermuda vacations, I also would do that. But there is a part of me that just I'm so sad that this movie is what it is, because I think before we, like, as we're kind of diving into the start of the film, I think there is something to this. This is based on a short film that was made it was like basically a demo reel for the concept of pixelated aliens attacking Earth. And the short is so, I don't know if you guys have watched it. It's so...
Oh, I've watched it many a time.
It's haunting. Like, it's dramatic and exciting, and it harkens back to, like, the games, and it feels, like, creative. And
it's like a little creepy and mostly fun.
It's a little creepy. It has weight to it, and it's just like they took that and they were like, well, it looks cool, and that's all they got from it. And it makes me so mad.
In the original short, it does look cool.
The short is great.
Fair enough.
And I would argue in this movie, this is another frustrating thing, and it has to do with the Chris Columbus. Mm-hmm. I think the movie, the CGI itself really doesn't look that bad.
No, it looks fine.
Like it looks fine to sometimes even maybe a little good. Yeah. And the direction, like the moment to moment direction, it's like, since it was directed by Chris Columbus, who we know is someone who can make good movies, it doesn't even have the decency to look really janky. And so all you can pay attention to is how bad the acting and the script is.
Right.
Because the filmmaking is never gonna get in the way enough to possibly make you think that it's silly and fun and stupid. It's just stupid with no silliness and no fun.
A thing I want to highlight from the beginning of the movie, the like first section of it is these kids in this like kind of rising video game competition sort of thing. And it's stylish, it's fun, it feels like a movie. Everybody is doing a good job. Like, you can tell who's going to go on to be who if you already know who's in the cast. Like, even to the point, and I think Lincoln and we talked about this a little bit pre-pod, but the guy who's playing, the kid who's playing the Peter Dinklage younger version does such a good job that we both thought it was Peter Dinklage. And he is doing such a phenomenal Peter Dinklage impression, which is made even more infuriating because Peter Dinklage is doing a completely fucking different voice in the rest of the movie.
He's a different person when he grows up.
It makes
like a completely different human being.
Matt, it's like you find this guy who looks exactly like a young Peter Dinklage. He acts exactly like a young Peter Dinklage. And what does Peter Dinklage do? He fucks it up so hard by just being Johnny Knoxville, the worst version of him.
Yeah. And I think I agree with you that the opening, the really 80s drenched section feels like a parody of 80s nostalgia. It has like a fun kind of energy to it. Yeah. And it's so campy and silly that you're like, oh, this movie's, it's wearing its heart on its sleeve in a way that I am particularly vulnerable to. Like, I really like that.
Totally.
And then Adam Sandler walks in, and it's that feeling of the movie wants you to read Adam Sandler as he's secretly smarter and cooler and more charismatic than everybody, and he knows what's really up, but it is just him being an asshole the whole time.
It's so true. And not even like a high energy fun one to watch. Like, Adam Sandler is a vampire of energy in this movie. Like, he sucks the soul out of the film, which is crazy because you know he's the only reason it got made.
Yeah, you feel him like you feel him slouching, and you have the desire to like prop his shoulders up a little bit and be like, stand like a man, Adam Sandler.
Yeah,
you're in your 30s. You can stand up, not like a bored 12-year-old in science class.
Wear long pants or shorts, like short. Do what either of those two things is fine, but you can't do a middle ground. You can't wear capris, Mr. Sandler.
No, yeah. Mr. Sandler, the basketball shorts were never a look.
You look like an idiot. He seems like
And I know
really
the movie
nice
was trying to
guy.
make him look like an idiot, but the movie also really wants you to think of him as like
The movie
a very,
never
he's just down on his
doesn't
luck.
make him look like
you
an
know?
idiot, though, is the thing.
Right.
I feel like they try
Totally.
to portray
Yeah, it does a
him
terrible
as
job.
down on his luck. But every single time that they try to show that, he ends up just turning it into like a quippy, mean, like obnoxious comment about everything
Totally.
else.
Yeah, he gets a couple of hero moments here or there, but none of his hero moments ever feel like they're achieving anything. It always just feels like he happened to luck his way into something, and then he goes, "Ha, gotcha!" And you're like,
Yeah.
what did you do? Like the whole movie is predicated on the idea that he is supposed to be really good at video games, which
Yeah.
I will die on the hill of not being an applicable skill in this situation. Like the only thing that's even slightly helpful is recognizing the patterns. But once you get past the centipede section, like we're going to get to it, but the Pac-Man section is my least favorite moment in the movie. It makes me so
okay.
angry.
The coolest,
We'll get to
and
that.
It's so lame.
It's such a great setup. It's such a great... We will get to the Pac-Man bits. We will get to the Pac-Man bits.
Yeah. You are right, John, that the pitch, I think both pitches, independent, the pitch of pixelated creatures attacking Earth like it's a video game can be fun,
Great.
but I would argue is kind of brought to its fullest extent in the short film.
Yeah.
And it ends with Earth becoming one giant pixel that's perfectly smooth. And that feels like the fitting, like, okay, we brought this to its logical conclusion. And the story of someone who had a really great like competency that they never got to use, that suddenly the world shifts in such a way that they can use their skill, is also a fun idea for a movie. But those two concepts don't ever really interact with each other, nor is Adam Sandler a vehicle for that
No.
plot.
Not even slightly. So they send the video games up to space, right? They send the footage of this competition.
Yeah.
Which-
And I guess a VCR, a VHS player, and a TV so that the aliens can watch it.
Right. Like you just have to assume that. I guess this is a good enough time to talk about the aliens as any, because no, I guess we should wait, because the movie takes a minute to kind of sit in Adam Sandler. There's a very, very, very awkward scene where Adam Sandler's like, he's part of like Geek Squad, I guess, but they couldn't say Geek Squad.
Yeah.
So he's going to set up
He's
a
like
TV.
part of the nerd herd from Chuck.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to set up a TV in this lady's house, and her kid is like, anyway, my mom's divorced, and you should know that for some reason. And then she walks in, and Adam Sandler's like, wah wah woo wah, and then like the rest of the movie is just him kind of. I guess it's like a love story. It's a love story in the sense that it is written as a love story, but it's not like it doesn't play out in any meaningful way, in any way that feels real.
No, there's not a lot of chemistry between the leads.
There's not.
Which
And
I'm not
it's
even sure
never-
they were in the same.
Adam
saw
never
it.
like
I don't.
his character.
Were they in the
never
same
does
room when they
anything
filmed scenes
nice
together?
for this woman. He's just like creepy and pervy and weird to her the entire movie.
Yeah.
is that the movie? Is it actually a like really hyper? It's like a super hyper realistic satire of incels, and it's this fantasy of I can be a jerk and mean and kind of cynical and witty my whole life, and a hot girl will still love me.
I mean, that would be nice, but it also doesn't play out that way. Like the way that this relationship reads is the exact same way that Liam Neeson interacts with Jar Jar Binks in The Phantom Menace. Like it is. It is one for one. One of them might as well be CGI. Like there is no.
Yeah.
It feels like their eye lines are mismatched in some way.
Okay. Speaking, I want to talk about Kevin James as the president.
Kevin James, the best part of this movie without question. Are you fucking
Isn't it
kidding me?
Is it so refreshing? One, that in the movie, the president reads really bad, and that's a scandal.
I literally made this note. I said,
Like-
imagine in America where we were surprised that the president can't read. And that I feel like it just is so nice to see.
And another just like lovely little fantasy world. Imagine the president cares about what the people of the U.S. think about him.
Man, can you even...
Imagine that it like tears him up when he's not doing a good job.
Yeah, people are like, this guy loves his wife too much. And he's like, oh no, I love
no,
America
they need
too.
to get the right impression of me.
Oh man,
It was it felt so good. That was the only part of the movie I was like, oh, I want to live in this little universe that the movie's carved out for me.
I don't even totally know where to put this feeling, because I know that we can never do the Paul Blart Mall Cop movies because many other podcasts, but
It's been trod to
specifically
death. Yeah.
one other podcast has more than covered it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I know that we can't do that, but I have so many Paul Blart Mall Cop feelings. And this is, I guess where I'm putting that, where it's just like, it's nice that Kevin James, I understand that he's like tried, he's tried other roles, but it's nice to see him just like being Paul Blart again.
Kevin James tries to do a good job core.
Yeah.
Is what that genre
pretty
is.
much. Yeah. It's just really cool. It feels relatable in some way. It's just
I would argue
nice
that
to see.
his performance is one of the better ones in the movie.
It's unfortunate, but true. Like, it's a shame that is the case.
Yeah.
But 100%.
Like him and the Pac-Man creator, like easily the two standouts.
Oh, he was really fun too.
Which
man.
we'll get. We'll get to the Pac-Man. We'll get to Pac-Man.
We will get to fucking Pac-Man.
I really don't mind Michelle Montague.
No, she's fine.
Like, she's fine. It's that the movie falls apart so fundamentally at the script level that and it doesn't have, I said this before, I'll say it again, it doesn't have the mercy to fall apart at any other level.
Right.
It doesn't have the it doesn't have the like consideration to at least let the acting be across the board bad.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the consideration to like have terrible visual effects.
I think if
all you have is the worst script I've ever read or ever heard spoken aloud.
I would like to read you a brief quote specifically about the script for this movie.
Oh. God, yeah.
Always better strap in.
I'm strapped in every day.
Columbus explained that he first met Sandler to discuss a possible remake of the South Korean film Hello Ghost, and as Columbus left the meeting, Sandler handed him the script for Pixels. The script deeply affected Columbus, who considered it one of the most original ideas I had seen since the Amblin days, and a good opportunity to harken back to the
Don't you dare,
1980s
Chris Columbus.
comedy films he worked on.
Stop.
Get the good name of Amblin Entertainment out of your mouth, Chris Columbus. How
anything.
dare you?
Words mean
You can't
shit.
just say Amblin.
You're not allowed to just be like, this kind of reminds me of the Ghostbusters. No, fuck you, it does.
This kind of reminds me of this period of
I have
cinematic
this
delight.
great-
This reminds me of the time we were happy.
Great image of Christopher Columbus, like Adam Sandler just like handing him this script.
He's on the ocean blue.
being like, this is my life's work.
He's about to get to the West Indies.
Like
I
handing
love
him
the
the
idea
script
of
saying,
Adam
this is my
Sandler.
life's work. And then Columbus reading the first page and just immediately bawling his eyeballs out. Just emotionally distraught over the script.
Did
for
Chris Columbus
Pixels.
the fact that basically after like Mrs. Doubtfire he made franchise movies for a solid like 2 decades.
Yeah.
Was this just the fact that it didn't have like a Disney watermark on the front page was enough for him?
Yeah,
And he's like, yes, yes, the most derivative sloppy shit I've ever read in my life. At least it's original.
It's insane. I do love the idea of Adam Sandler like unfurling his trench coat and secretly handshaking him a tiny version of the script and being like, you should read this, check this out.
And Chris Columbus, he's at the library reading it like microfilm.
Yeah, and he has to adjust his big,
he's
huge
like-
wig.
The son of a bitch has done it. He really did it this time.
Preston, thank you so much.
This is
for
just like
finding
E.T..
that. This
You're
is
so
just like
welcome.
E.T. I basically made E.T. with Heartbreak Hotel. That's crazy. I can do this. There is like a moment, especially in the centipede scene, but like there is a moment where you can tell that Chris Columbus is workshopping his Ghostbusters sequel, just kind of vamping as they go. And there's a reason
Oh, also,
he didn't
yeah.
get it.
This movie is like a pocket bad version of Ghostbusters.
It's a shitty Ghostbusters, no question.
It even has like the team uniform slowly gaining, and well, that's the thing. Like Ghostbusters doesn't have to have the most dumb contrived reason that the ghosts are there. It's just like, guys, there's ghosts in this universe. Deal with it.
It's not even this universe. It's literally the movie is just like there's fucking like there's just ghosts, and you have to be like, okay, I guess there's ghosts, and that works.
Yeah, like ghosts. There's ghosts in
The
this
premise
one.
for this movie, like how many fucking hoops do they backflip through to make it so that there's like pixelated video game creatures attacking this, attacking the world?
Yeah, like
Finally,
as if that's when it would have broken down for us.
Finally, we can talk about this. The aliens have the most insane plan you've ever seen because they received this tape, and I would totally get the movie if they received that one tape and they were like, I guess this is what the world is, so they do that. But no, the aliens send a message in the form of a bunch of different random 80s people and characters and iconography, which means they've seen other shit, which means that they just happened to watch that video game thing and went, well, I guess that's our whole shebang. Like, that is not how this should have played out, and it makes me so angry. The movie also, by the way, I know you guys want to talk. I know you guys have things to say, but I have to get this off my chest.
Yeah.
The movie does the most infuriating thing, which is exactly ride the balance 100% wrong of telling us just enough about the aliens to make me want to know more, but not so much that I actually know anything. So we get like a very brief glimpse at these aliens, and then the rest of the movie, they're pixelated guys. And then you go up into the ship, and guess what? It's fucking Donkey Kong. Like, it's not... you don't get to see the ship. You don't get to dive into these aliens literally at all. Like, Battleship, Lincoln, you mentioned this before, has the audacity to be like, what if the aliens kind of were people? And that's intriguing to me. But this movie is just like, no, they're aliens. You know aliens. Anyway, it's Donkey Kong now. And
yeah, and that's
Take a deep
I
breath,
really
John.
I'm shaken by the Ghostbusters comparison because it is Ghostbusters.
it's Ghostbusters.
Like, it's almost beat for beat Ghostbusters, and no one was ever like, I wish there was a reason that ghosts were there.
No, because Ghostbusters
it
just acknowledges that they're there and moves on. A thing that this movie should have done.
Yeah, but it can't. You're right. It can't get its mind. The movie can't not focus on the aliens as independent, free-thinking entities. But it doesn't ever have the decency to like tell us or show us anything about them.
No, we never see.
But it can't seem to get away from the idea that they could be interesting.
Yeah.
And I think it's a dumb, and it doesn't, like, they go through so many hoops and it doesn't even work, because how did the aliens get enough understanding from watching video footage of a video game competition?
Wouldn't it be the source code? Like, wouldn't it be like they sent like something with the code of all the video games?
Yeah, you would
or
think
they sent the like
that they would
You
send
would
some
think,
sort of like
but I don't think
SNES
they
kind
ever
of thing
say
up.
that in the movie. I think they just say, "Oh, we're filming this to put it in a time capsule, essentially, of our popular culture right now."
Which that competition would have been hours long. They sent like 85 VHSs up to space.
And I will say I do love all of the like messages where it's all of the random like celebrities and news people.
Yeah, it's a fun gag.
It's like kind of fun and kind of cool and like, you know, kind of creepy and interesting.
Yeah.
But it's just such a dumb...
So I think we've covered maybe enough of the fundamental problems we have. What about the very specific things we want to discuss?
Oh man, there's so
I-
many.
So the problem with the movie is the concept and the characters and the writing. And the execution. Okay, other than that, what do you guys want to discuss?
I would like- I feel like-
Pac-Man?
We could talk about Pac-Man in a second, but before we dive into, I feel like we got to go chronological through this, and I want to cover one more thing from early on in the movie because I feel like it is genuinely a highlight of the movie, like a good thing. And I want to be fair to the movie. It is very funny to have Adam Sandler, when he's working his like day job that he absolutely hates, be a prisoner's uniform of the Adam Sandler costume. It is bright orange and it is board shorts and it's very funny. Like, it's just, there is something about the orange cargo shorts and shirt that just, I have to give them credit. It plays. It got a laugh out of me.
Adam Sandler got zapped into the prison dimension.
It's pretty funny. It's a good little time.
They do a very good job of just like absolutely demeaning Adam Sandler in every possible way. Between
really
the costume and the van and his little
I don't think they
speech
do.
that he has
I think
to say.
the movie is the movie is so sympathetic to him, though. It is so interested in being like, yes, but he's actually very smart and hot.
It is.
Cool.
They do. Like, the movie sets him up so well, and then he just absolutely shits on everything and makes you not feel bad for him ever because he's such a fucking asshole.
It is so true. I also think the scene where they're both driving to the White House to meet Kevin James, President Paul Blart, and they both think that the people
Paul Blart, Mall of America president.
Paul Blart, America president. And they
John, that's an exact like noun for noun, title for title replacement. There should be everything. Paul Blart, space astronaut, space astronaut.
Paul Blart, law attorney.
I do love their little like tete-a-tete as they're like going through the White House, and she's like, "What are you even doing here?" And at the very end, how she's like, "Oh, the Situation Room." And then he's like, "Oh, straight to the Oval Office." It's like a very fun little bit that they do.
Guardians of the Galaxy came out a year before this movie.
Can't start.
If you wanted fun tete-a-tete, like
I'm not saying
Lincoln, don't do this. No one's saying
Lincoln,
there aren't better movies. We're trying to find positive things in this movie. And
I
agree with
would
you. That
never
scene is funny.
Try to like compare this movie to Guardians of the Galaxy.
I would never either. All I'm saying is that this and Citizen Kane, I think there's an argument there. Like, I think that there's some debate to be had about whether or not this or The Godfather is better.
Well, this one's in color, so it does have that on Citizen Kane.
Fuck. I never even thought about that. And nobody talks in that weird little accent, so...
Oh, except that guy.
Oh, wait, except that guy.
The transatlantic, the bizarrely transatlantic accent general who talks like he's from a movie from the 1930s.
I forgot about him. He was kind of fun. What else do we got? Okay, so they talk to the president. Oh, that scene is fun, but then Adam Sandler shits on it by moonwalking into the Oval Office. It sucks. It's the worst. There's also, I feel like this is maybe the prime example, the scene where he is like explaining to the board of all these important generals and high ranking officers and people and the president, President Paul Blart, where he explains all of what's happening. And he's like, it's actually video games and it's actually aliens. And they're like, get the hell out of here, you sicko. And he's like, that is fair. Like, I think that moment kind of plays. And then there's like this 30 to 40 seconds of him just kind of riffing on people in the crowd, and none of it is funny. Literally,
none of it.
Okay.
Zero.
The fact that they use a separate insert shot for everybody that he insults, and because it's not like it's such a fundamental breakdown of what jokes are, because they show the punchline and then they cut to the guy that he's insulting.
Totally.
And it's like you can't as a movie be like, oh, you didn't know this at the time, but he was talking to this guy. Now, given this context, don't you realize that it's funny?
Doesn't this guy kind of a little bit look like Tinky Winky? And you're like, I guess.
I feel like there's a very good chance that this was like a totally ad-libbed scene by Adam Sandler.
For sure.
And it doesn't land. Nobody thought it was funny. But it was his like,
and the second unit had to go in and reshoot all those little inserts.
Yeah, but he's like, it has to be in the movie. You can't cut it from the movie. It has to be in the movie.
That's a pretty good Adam
Sandler.
Whoa. Adam, is that you? He's here in the room with us.
Is Adam on the podcast?
I have so many goddamn questions for you, my man.
Come on, that was funny, wasn't it? That was so funny.
That's pretty funny, Mr. Sandler. Can I ask you a couple of my questions, actually? I think this might be our Find You're Funny.
You can ask my ass.
Oh, man, that's classic Sandler.
Classic Sandler. He's mean, but in a funny way.
Yeah,
but in a way that I guess
gym shorts.
Except, oh, gross. What a horrible...
He treats women the way I wish I could treat women.
Gross. Okay, so Mr. Sandler, I do actually have a question, if this degenerate would stop interrupting me. I was just sort of wondering, like, Blended, what was that about? And more importantly, Jack and Jill, did you want to die when you were making that? Because I wanted to die watching it, so I just wanted to see where your headspace was.
You know,
those are my two first questions.
An actor can really only have one or two really good movies in his career, and for me, that was Pixels. You know, I left it all on the court with Pixels.
Yeah.
Okay, I have another question for you, Mr. Sandler. his, his degeneracy, if you will.
Yeah.
It would be your royal title. Given the fact that every time you do a voice, it basically just guarantees that your movie's not going to age well, and that it's going to be like no one's going to remember it fondly. And literally, it's a 1-to-1 that if Adam Sandler does the voice, then it's unwatchable, and if he doesn't do the voice, then it's watchable.
Then it's actually pretty good.
What makes you enter a movie with? What makes you decide, yes, I'm gonna do a voice, I'm gonna like poison this movie 1 week after it comes out. It's gonna be just the most disgusting thing to watch as soon as it's done being made.
Yeah, if I can actually kind of add on to that, I heard a rumor from Wikipedia.com that you made a deal with the devil that every third movie has to be dog shit, and I was just wondering why you do 2 out of 3 instead of 1.
Yeah, do you make the same deal DreamWorks makes, that they have to make like 8 bad movies in order to make one great movie?
Did you also make the same deal that M. Night Shyamalan made, but he kind of front-loaded all the good ones?
He sacrificed a lifetime of good movie making to make the 3 like staples of their genre.
Yeah, which is why just every other month he's like, so anyway, I made this one, and you're like, I guess you did, sure.
I shot this one on my phone on the way home.
Well, to answer your first question about the voice, it's
God, I can't wait for him to
I
get
do
to
the
the second
voice, but
question.
it's very clear to the audience that it's my character being an asshole, and that way I'm not being the asshole, you know?
Oh, fuck me.
My
That might
alter
actually
ego,
be
I can't
true.
help it. It just sort of comes out. You know?
Oh no,
Preston, that might be true.
Preston, you might have let Adam Sandler into your psyche a little too
You
deeply.
might have let Adam Sandler into your body, and I don't mean in the fun way.
You know, it's like I feel pretty normal, and then somebody
Wait.
like turns the camera on, and I hear action. I just like can't help it, you know. It just comes out of me.
And the deal with the devil?
Yeah. You know, the NDA is pretty gnarly, but
He goes, yeah.
The infernal NDA.
Oh, man. Oh, I have a thing that I want to talk about.
Does the D in NDA stand for
I
damnation?
just really want to talk about this movie, you guys. We have so little time.
I really I want a movie, a book, a band, something to be named Infernal NDA. That is
It's pretty good.
incredible. Anyways, John,
Josh
what were
Gad
you-
is... I was just going to say Josh Gad is also here, and he's
He's in this movie.
got a couple of lines. I appreciate that
When he says,
that he like commits to every role he does 100%. I don't
yeah,
totally love any of them, but I do appreciate that he does.
if we wanted to do any time the movie legitimately got us, I did actually cackle when he said I reviewed the footage and JFK shot first.
Yeah, that is
that one
pretty
got
funny.
to me.
I think when he's
It's
also
a-
talking about like trying to find what the female version of whatever slug or worm or whatever it is, I don't remember what it was.
Cuber?
No, what?
Oh,
Oh God, I
don't know what
forgot
you're
about
talking
Cuber in this movie.
John, you're yelling again. Preston, John's yelling at me again.
I'm not yelling at you. I just forgot about Cuber and that Josh Gad fucks Cuber with his human penis.
He sure does.
And the movie, you think we're joking? The
it's-
movie makes that absolutely
It's
clear.
the dumbest
Guys,
thing at the very end because he loses the girl. Which
We
the
can't-
girl-
no,
the
wait,
whole
Preston, no.
subplot-
We have to
We
get.
haven't even talked about Pac-Man
We
yet.
haven't even talked about Centipede yet, guys.
God, can we?
Centipede happens. The Centipede scene is kind of fun. I feel like I can
It's-
die on that hill. The Centipede scene is a little bit fun. It should have been like a second act reveal when the aliens kind of enter the regular world. That would have been a more fun moment. But it's fine. The Centipede scene works. It plays. It's okay.
Yes, and Sean Bean's in it, and I like Sean Bean.
Sean Bean sure is in it.
And Sean Bean acts. You know what? Sean Bean also gets kudos for one of the better performances in the movie.
Yeah, and also he didn't have to experience as much of the movie as we did watching it, so that also must be good for him.
He wasn't at the premiere for this one.
He didn't have to know a goddamn thing about what this movie was about.
Yeah, he walked in and he was like, "What is this? Is this a robots picture? Is this a Transformers?" And they were like, "Yeah." And he was like,
and they're like, we're remaking Ghostbusters and they have special proton packs that they can shoot the ghosts with, and he's like, cool.
He's like, that's stupid, shouldn't do that. And they're like, really? You don't think? Yeah, that all happens.
Centipede's kind of fun. Okay, move on. Pac-Man. Let's talk about Pac-Man.
Talk about Pac-Man. What a stupid.
Okay, I have one
scene.
glaring thing I want to talk about. Preston, can you just tell us, describe the Pac-Man scene so what we're doing doesn't sound so incoherent as it's might inevitably sound.
The aliens, they're like, there's like 3 challenges or something. I don't know. And one of the challenges is Pac-Man. So there is an alien pixelated.
Is Adam Sandler still there?
An alien pixelated Pac-Man.
The power of Christ compels you, Adam Sandler. You have to get out of him.
There's a Pac-Man racing around. I think it's New York. Doesn't matter. Racing around a big city.
Doesn't fucking matter.
And
no, it actually does matter because there's a part in this movie where India gets blown up and everybody's like, well, that's a shame. And there's a part in this movie where London starts to get blown up and they're like, well, we should probably do something about that.
That's true.
And then the aliens come to America and they're like, well, fuck, this is bad.
That is important. That's not awesome subtext.
It's not good. It's not a good look. The movie is like, I'm cool with India being blown up.
Yeah,
we'll
because
make a
they
joke
go
out of that.
like, oh, by the way, like, Mr. President, like, this is where we think the next attack's going to be. And he's like, well, my approval rating will go down if nothing happens. So I'm just not going to do anything.
It's literally Lex Luthor saying, we'll close the portal when it gets to a city that I care about.
It's crazy. It's a crazy.
Exactly.
It's a crazy
And
moment
then they're like,
when they're
oh,
like,
shit.
hey.
Well, they blew up. And there's like a whole bit of like, well, now there's a nice round 6 wonders of the world instead of 7.
Which is a good line. I did laugh at that.
Pretty good line.
But it is Blue Plus. A wonder of the world has been destroyed.
Well, and they knew that was probably going to happen, and the president was like, well, it's hard to tell. It's almost impossible to know.
And he's like, well, I'll look like...
So
Anyways, doesn't matter. Go to London.
In London. You're not in Pac-Man.
And they have to become the ghosts and defeat Pac-Man. So to do that, the love interest comes up with some bullshit technology that they mount onto Mini Coopers, which all the Mini Cooper license plates are the names of the ghosts, which is pretty great.
It's cute. It's fun.
It's wild, Preston, that every single challenge, the rules of the universe change.
Okay, this is true.
Yeah.
But I will argue this is the correct call. I've been thinking about this a lot because I was like, yeah, it would make sense for them to be Pac-Man and all the ghosts to be the aliens. And that is an intrinsically less fun scene. Like, that is a less exciting scene than chasing the aliens. And I applaud for trying.
However, it doesn't, the ways that the pixels, the alien pixel world interacts with ours is baffling.
Here's what's up. I wouldn't worry about that.
Why do we have to follow their rules of the game? Like, why do our Mini Coopers change color? How?
That is crazy.
Why did they program in the become vulnerable to Pac-Man mode? Couldn't they simply have been like, no, they don't become vulnerable to Pac-Man?
The thing about this is
insane.
It would have been way more fun with less explanation if it was like, all right, your next challenge is Pac-Man, and then the aliens give them
and the aliens beam
4
them
vehicles.
little cars. The aliens beam them cars, and so we know that the cars exist in within the confines of the game.
Could have been fun. Could have been really
where
fun.
we built bespoke Mini Coopers, which Fire Blaster, Firestorm, Dark Phoenix, whatever his name is.
X-Men Apocalypse.
No, we can't do this. Days of Future Past. Fire Blaster.
Yeah, Mr. First Class.
There's a scene where they're the ghosts and they're driving around and they're like, how did you get there so fast? And he's like, oh, I'm just that good. And later you learn that he was using cheat codes. Okay,
Doesn't make any
which
sense.
means that he's driving a Mini Cooper. He figured out a way to input cheat codes into a car.
Easy. Hot wire. Go for it.
And then 2, said cheat codes allowed him to physically teleport through the human world.
Yeah. Yes, all of that is true. Like, there's a reason that car gets dumped into the river, and it's because if it didn't, he would be infinitely powerful.
Like, how can a Mini Cooper, like, regardless of whatever the rules of the universe were, that like we have to build technology to respond to the way that the aliens work, kind of regardless of how the games worked, right? Because we had to build light blasters. Like,
Well, isn't that kind of what
if we
Centipede
hadn't
is?
built. I guess Centipede, you have a blaster, but the movie doesn't frame it like we have to match what the game is.
No, that's true.
They frame
That's
it like
true.
this is the only way to defeat the
I
alien.
do like
So,
that
like,
they
maybe-
frame it as like, aliens are here, we're gonna make some guns. Of course.
They also say the guns shoot supercharged light particles,
Yeah.
which is just light. Like, what is supercharged light? Isn't it just light, like brighter light?
It's really fast
I-
light, obviously. You
Preston,
fucking
this might be the
jackass.
best part
It's
of the
really
podcast.
fast. It's like a
It's
laser.
really good. Wow, I lost my train of thought because Adam Sandler kicked me in the sweetenard so hard. Oh, it's okay. Another thing that is established, and I have
Sorry about that. Did I say something?
I have two issues with this scene. One is it doesn't make any sense because they made it very clear that we never know what the next thing is going to be, what the next like challenge is going to be. So they were building these Mini Coopers in the hopes that was going to be what it was someday, and B,
Just in case it was Pac-Man.
have been shipping it around the world in the hopes that they're going to get like the one that they need, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And then my other problem with the scene, and this is a much grander scale kind of thing, they never give us the clear overhead shot angle that would be the only thing that
that's
you
so
do
true.
this scene for. Right? Like, there's only one reason to do Pac-Man
Yeah.
in a city, and it's
That
to
is
see
so
Pac-Man
disappointing.
in a city.
Yeah, Battleship had the decency to come up with a bullshit reason why we had to use letters and numbers
Yes.
to shoot at the aliens.
Of course, Battleship had the decency. A new shirt coming to our merch store. Battleship had the decency. Go check it out. But
They were looking at a grid in Battleship. They ended up playing Battleship in the movie Battleship. They did not play Pac-Man in the game in the movie Pixels.
I think my biggest issue with the Pac-Man scene is that they make a big deal out of these guys being professional, like really good at video games. And then they're like, hey, we're going to put you in a car. And obviously being really, really good at video
And
games
you're all gonna be
means that
professional
you're
racers.
also going to be a professional driver and be able to drive Mini Coopers around a busy city really, really fast.
can I workshop an idea with you
Okay,
guys that
wait.
I think...
Wait,
Oh, no, go ahead.
go ahead. I'll do mine later.
Okay, well, this might get cut out. This might get cut out because I don't know
No.
if it's insensitive. I thought it would be really funny if Peter Dinklage had a smaller Mini Cooper. Is that...
Yes, that is insensitive, John.
Okay, we'll cut it out. I think
Like,
it's worth
like
noting.
everybody's got like the newer, larger Mini Coopers, and then he's got like the tiny,
And he's got a
like,
vintage
original-
one.
This is a small-
Okay, wait, that
I'm
actually
really
would be
into
kind of
that,
funny.
actually.
But
Okay, cool. Lincoln, what was your thing?
I think I'm gonna blow this whole cheating scandal via Peter Dinklage wide open.
Cheating
Okay,
scandal.
this whole allegations that Peter Dinklage's character was causing his car to physically teleport in the real
Yeah,
world.
he's never been.
So I thought of an I thought, like, if in the universe, which Preston, you're welcome to chime in as Adam Sandler.
I
if you really
certainly
want to.
will.
I honestly don't think he has control over that, if we're being honest.
In this universe, if it's like once they start playing the game, the aliens have such control of reality that they can, like, they will obey the game logic and break space and time for you to be able to play it the way that the game plays. How would they know what is a cheat and what's not a cheat?
Well, and also like if
how-
it's programmed in to be available to do, it's not really cheating.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like cheating
Like-
would be if he figured out a way to like put a brick on the gas pedal of the car, fall out of it, get into another car. Like changing the rules of the game would be cheating, but
whereas like where the aliens don't know the rules of the game, like they don't know that it's not good form to use the cheats that are available inside the game.
Knowing the right Mortal Kombat combo shouldn't be cheating.
Yeah. So that like it's not like also it would have been funny if he like hooked up a game genie into his Mini Cooper and like upgraded it illegally.
It would have been really funny. It would have been.
But it's not that.
Lincoln, look at me in my eyes. That would have been really funny.
I actually really like the idea of him taking an NES game genie and like wiring it into the dash of his car.
I also like the idea of him
half-size
like
Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like, oh, cool, we're solidifying that joke as a thing that can't get cut out. That's great news.
The other thing that reminds me is that the original Mini Coopers look way more like the ghosts than modern Mini Coopers do.
I don't know why it's Mini Coopers and not VW Bugs. Like, that seems
That was a missed opportunity.
Right? It just seems
That's also,
like,
yeah.
Were they also like, is Chris Columbus a huge Italian Job fan?
It really was giving Italian Job remake then.
Yeah.
And we all forget Mini Coopers are not fast cars.
Well, I wouldn't worry about that. I saw the commercial for him in the theater in the big screen, and it said we're not a car, we're a fun,
a lifestyle,
something like that.
We're a woman.
Portrait of a Mini Cooper on fire? Is that what you're saying?
I have a note that says this is basically like Dark Knight, and I think it had something to do with like a car flipping over in the street in the Dark City streets.
Yeah, that makes sense. I have a note that just says you, which I feel like we should really talk about. It's one of the scariest moments in the movie. Do you guys remember this?
Nope.
Is this Qbert getting punched or something?
No, it's not. Okay, so they're celebrating their win after Adam Sandler does a big, cool Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Oh God. It really does hurt to hear in my ears.
I think it hurts him to say in his mouth.
Yeah.
I'm destroying my throat again for this podcast.
If I remember, that. I'm so glad to hear that. If
physically
I remember correctly,
in pain right now.
We all are, and it's your fault 100%. Isn't that interesting?
The sacrifices we make for our art.
I would also say don't stop, though, because it's very, very funny. Anyway, there's a bit where they're all celebrating their win, and I can't remember. I think it's to President President Kopp.
America president.
Yeah, I think it's to him, but they're in like they're in the bar, and he's drinking a beer, and they're all like celebrating that they've won, and all of them just start shouting "you" at him. And it isn't a thing. The movie doesn't address it as like a gag or a goof. It's just like, it's as if it feels like aliens made this movie. And I guess that's like my full takeaway of the film is it feels like aliens made this movie and didn't quite get what people do or like or would watch.
It's
Are
like
you calling
Chris Columbus.
me an alien? I know what people want.
Did you just call him Crust?
I think Chris Columbus like fell into some sort of fugue state sometime in the late 80s and woke up with this shudder, and he's like looking around frantically like, where am I, what year is it? And Adam Sandler is in front of him holding a copy of Pixels.
Yeah.
And Chris Columbus goes, I don't recall any other movies ever, so this one seems really original.
Yes, this is good. The most infuriating part of the movie, because I was as on board as a human man could be for Pixels, I would say, by the time we get through the Pac-Man scene. I was giving it the benefit of the doubt. I like to be a person who is for the underdog, so I was giving it a shot. And then the movie decides right after Pac-Man, you know what? We should have a party scene. And so they just kind of dick around at a ball there's no purpose or reason. There's nothing to it. Everyone is just like, so anyway, what are you wearing to the ball? Who are you taking? And they don't talk about why that is happening. It just sort of...
Yeah, it does sort of become like a school dance in an episode of Saved by the Bell.
It totally
does.
It's just a really... I don't understand what script issue led to them just feeling like, you know what, we really do have to have Josh Gad humping the stage at some point in this movie.
That was weird. Also, the fact that he was whatever song he was singing, "Everybody Wants to Rule the World," and it was the level of like show-offy vocal trickery that it's like, okay, everyone would get so sick of you singing like that.
So tight.
Like you are insufferable. The people, when that kind of person takes to the mic, everyone's like, oh god, this person's gonna lean into it so hard.
Yeah, that's the kind of person that would be like, do you guys want to go to karaoke or what? And you're like, this is a funeral. You should stop.
This is the kind of like, oh, I never play guitar. If you insist. Oh, of course. Oh, well, no.
I don't know.
I'm so bad though.
I have stage fright. Like I just don't want to.
And yeah, and then the third act of the movie just decides to start happening, which is like a full-fledged invasion of the world via pixels, which is fun. It's fun to see the world get destroyed by video game guys. I saw my Mario brother there, which was fun.
I disagree with you for one key reason. It was almost fun to watch the world get destroyed by all these cool Mario brothers. The critical issue, something that I think is so inherently obvious, is that if you're going to use all of these trademark characters and all of these like famous iconography kind of things, the fact that their music doesn't get played whenever they're doing the thing they do is criminal. Because can you imagine how funny it would be if the first two battles were playing like Pac-Man sounds, the centipede kind of sounds in music, and you're like, okay, I get what this is. And then you see Mario and it starts to play his sound, and then you see everybody else, and it's just this confrontation of sounds. It would be so funny if you like were just confronted by all of these different themes all at once. I think that would have been incredible. And then like as you highlight each moment, you can focus on their music or whatever. But it's like, yeah, not having the music of each of these video game characters is the key. It is the Adam Sandler of those choices. Like it just sucks all the fun that could be had completely out of the movie.
And okay, and then as I agree, I bet that they didn't get the license to have any of the music.
They got the rights to Mario. Like, to pay a little more money.
No, what if they didn't? They could just show a guy that looks like Mario and be like, that's not Mario.
I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can have a movie where Sonic the Hedgehog or a blue fast hedgehog that looks like Sonic comes up, and then they're like, sorry, legally you can't get me. We never said he was Sonic.
Okay. Well, John, how did they make Ready Player One then? Checkmate.
A lot of money. Steven Spielberg and a lot of money. What do you mean checkmate?
Fuck. An actually good Amblin film.
Chris Columbus would have thought Ready Player One was a really original script.
Chris Columbus would have thought Ready Player One was the best movie ever made in human history.
Yeah, too bad he died before we could see it. That joke would be mean if he was dead. But
I was going to say, did he die? Did I not know about this? Okay, great.
I hate everything about the final battle because
oh man,
it's like a little too cartoonish. It doesn't feel like there's any stakes. None of like they don't use the characters.
Okay, you know what
Lincoln, shut your mouth. They don't do anything cool in the final battle except for Tetris. The Tetris destroying the buildings, incredible.
And do you want to know
that was fun. Okay.
what that's from? The short. That's like the
really?
pivotal bit in the short. Yeah, totally.
Whoa.
Yeah. The two shots that they ripped directly off the short were the breakout with the paddles bouncing against a building.
Which is very, very
Except
good.
it was just a random. It wasn't the Taj Mahal in the short. It was just a random building. And then it was the Tetris. Everything else was just like based on the vague idea of there being pixels.
Yeah.
Okay, Preston and John. The thing, I'm sure this also made you mad. I was so angry that they started planning how they were going to get up to the mothership. And I was like, yes, in this movie that I hate, at least there's going to be a fun little heisty sequence where they have to sneak onto a big alien ship, like in a Star Wars or a Star Trek or a movie with star in the title.
Yeah, or a movie with cowboys
then
and
the aliens. And then the aliens are just like, okay, come up to the big ship, and now there you go, come up to the ship, my dude. And I'm like, I was robbed. I was robbed of the faintest glimmer of fun.
I agree.
I want to see people sneak around.
And
I want to see sneaky guys.
And it's like, if you're not gonna do sneaky guys, don't have them be like, guys, here's how we're gonna sneak onto this ship. Just have them be like, I have no idea how we're gonna get there. It doesn't make any sense to me, but we have to try.
I want to see them duck behind a crate while an army of armored Cuberts marches by as they chant.
See, you say that. I say I think the movie has done us a service. I think there is absolutely footage of all of that was shot. And I think in the edit they went, we will end human lives if this movie is even one frame longer than it has to be. And so they just cut out. They were just like, so anyway, we're going to reshoot. So the aliens are like, you did great. You made it through the city. Come on up. Let's do Donkey Kong. Let's go.
And then they do Donkey Kong.
And then they kind of do Donkey Kong.
It's not even that.
And then they kind of do
good.
Donkey Kong.
I'm okay.
And then
I've been on a soul search journey of my own little eat pray Kong of realizing that I love the Donkey Kong games, every single one of them. Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong Country 2, Donkey Kong Country 3. All of these are just wonderful games, each and every one of them. And I am even more mad that I got into Donkey Kong about a week before watching Pixels.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
About a week before watching a movie that goes, Donkey Kong, he's that cat who throws the barrels, right? That's all he does. And you're like, no, there's like a whole thing to it. There's a rhythm and like a fun energy that he's bringing. You're like trying to save somebody, and they're like, yeah, he's a big gorilla. I get it. It's like, yeah.
So Josh Gad, the whole movie, his character is obsessed with some sort of mythical fantasy princess who is painted on the side of an arcade cabinet.
My stomach just dropped when you brought this up. I don't want to talk about this.
And so he spends his life lusting after this drawing of a woman.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
Lady Lisa.
Preston
So he loves Lady Lisa with all his heart. And Lady Lisa enters the universe as a pixelated enemy, and
then Josh Gad enters Lady Lisa.
Well, not yet.
Oh, sorry.
He doesn't. He explicitly does not ever enter Lady Lisa.
Oh
What about that?
And you say, oh look, Josh Gad, because he spent his whole life wasting it obsessing about things that aren't real, he has to, kill the fantasy world, and then maybe after he destroys the facsimile of a woman, he will meet a real woman at the end of the movie that's like, you're actually a real person is enough. But no, the movie dares to ask, what if being obsessed with a fantasy character just worked out for you?
What if it was just really good and a good plan and worked out great for you?
Yeah, and so then she joins his side.
Wait,
she
no,
betrays her pixelated.
There's something so important that you're not touching on.
A busload of kids are watching.
Yeah, who cares about that? A thing that is more important than anything in the world to me. She becomes a human woman. She is pixelated,
yes.
And she becomes a human woman. A thing that would have been so goddamn easy to make normal and reasonable if she had been the first trophy that fell from the aliens, and we just accepted in this universe that the longer these pixelated creatures are on Earth, the more realistic they look. It would have been fine. If Qbert throughout the whole movie was just getting more and more smooth and realistic, I would have had no problem with the idea that she is here and she is a human woman. But because they don't, there is one pixelized creature that becomes a human woman.
No, there are two.
No, there's fucking one, and I will not address the other.
I do
So
think
anyways.
that there's a cut of this movie somewhere where his character does fall in love and she just stays pixelated.
It would a way
Which
funnier.
also would have
cut.
been funny.
Way
It would have been
funnier
so
cut.
much funnier.
But I think it would have also
Um,
given anybody watching it an absolute headache. Because it's not. It's
Yeah, it would hurt your eyes.
Yeah, but it already
flat
on a deep-
pixelated, not the 3D shiny pixelated like everybody else in the movie is.
Here's the thing. Lincoln, I don't think you can say it would have hurt my eyes. It did hurt my eyes. Like, the movie already did and is. So what's a little more pain? So what's your point? What's your fucking point about this?
Oh, I was gonna say that he doesn't learn his lesson. It works out for him.
Yeah.
Then they defeat the bad guys, and she, they Phantom Menace. So once they destroy the mothership, all the soldiers also die.
Classic.
And she dissolves into the air. She kind of Thanos snaps away, and then you think, okay, now he's gonna have to find himself a real woman.
Mm-hmm.
But Qbert, the little Qbert guy that's been here since Pac-Man, because they gave Qbert away as a trophy, and basically right at the point that you're starting to actually like him, because he's really annoying at the beginning of the movie.
I liked him from the
Or
start.
the beginning of his appearance.
I won't hear any Qbert slander from this. I won't even begin.
I
We don't
won't
have
slander
time.
Qbert any more than there is zero purpose to having Qbert in this movie.
Yeah, there's
And
zero
I did
purpose
like
to this
when-
movie. Let's don't start trying to attribute that.
I liked when Qbert said, "My people have only known war."
Oh, I like
It's-
Qbert
it's-
the
it's
Exposition Factory more than I like a lot of other things in this world.
Yeah. And then Qbert transmogrifies into said human woman. And you think, okay, that's kind of sad because that means Qbert is dead.
Qbert sacrifices
kinda
himself
liked him.
for a horny Josh Gad.
We should all
But-
be so lucky.
Then at the very end of the movie,
That might be the worst
it
thing
is
I've
made
ever
clear
said.
that even
That's
though
disgusting.
even though Qbert looked like a human woman,
Yeah.
he was actually Qbert underneath there the whole time because he has little Qbert babies with Josh Gad. And thank God they're not half human, half Qbert. They're just all Qbert.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't 50% Gad, 50%
The real
Qbert.
Qberts were the Qberts we made along the way.
I
Aw.
have a series of questions that feel like maybe the last discourse that we can possibly have about the movie
I hope
Pixels,
so.
unless you guys have anything else to talk
Put us out
about.
of our misery.
Question number 1. Pixelated vagina hurt regular Beepus?
Undoubtedly.
Okay. Question number 2. Josh Gad like that?
Of course.
Question
I
number-
no way.
question
No,
number
he
refuse
three.
to
didn't.
answer that.
How did these are all we don't even have to answer it. Question number 3. Did Qbert have a working ovary before or after the shift into a human
No.
woman?
Okay, I'm gonna throw up,
Yeah.
John. That was too
It's
far.
just-
There's a
because it's
direction that I'm
questions.
tempted to
It's
take
questions.
this, and I'm not going to. We're gonna end
It's
this right here
questions
now.
that I don't want to be asking, but the movie requires me to ask. Does Qbert have a vagina?
Does he have reproductive organs?
Does Qbert
I
sex a lot? Any?
You know what? I assume that Qbert, there's some obscure Qbert spin-off game where Qbert divides cellularly, like he just splits in half, and I assume that that's been happening.
I know that that's what you assume, but it is pretty clear that that is not what is happening. And so I just wonder if there aren't going to be...
It's what I choose to believe.
I also
It's what I choose to believe.
would like to know,
It's what I choose to believe.
can
John.
these Qberts also turn into human women for other horny gads? Can
Only for other Wills. Or Joshes. I keep thinking Will
Joshes.
Gad, not Josh Gad.
Josh Keaton, Josh Hutchinson, Josh Hartnett, they're all getting a Qbert.
No, don't bring his good name into this.
I hate this movie so much.
I really hate this movie, Preston. This
This-
was one of the most
this movie
physically
is the
I
cinematic
physically cringed.
equivalent
Like
of going to the dentist and getting a tooth pulled.
it's a cinematic equivalent of swallowing water wrong and it hurts your throat.
This movie is the cinematic equivalent of going to the dentist and the dentist pisses in your human eyeballs.
This movie is the
This is the
cinematic,
cinematic
equivalent,
equivalent
of breaking your toe on a coffee table.
This is the cinematic equivalent of pulling a hangnail and it peels like 3 inches down your hand.
This is the cinematic equivalent of just any saw trap from any of them. Any of them.
This is the cinematic equivalent of putting on a wool sweater and it never gets less itchy as you wear it throughout the
Oh
day.
man. Yeah. This is a cinematic equivalent of going to an IKEA, seeing that delicious looking juice, pulling it up to your human mouth, and then realizing that it is actually resin, and then still consuming it, like still shoving it down your sweet gullet.
This movie is the cinematic equivalent of having wet feet and trying to put on socks.
This is a cinematic equivalent to seeing how many AA batteries can fit up your nose. And not stopping at 2.
Wow. Yeah, that might do it. I think that'll just about wrap it up for this particular episode. Ah, man.
What are we watching?
We really.
next?
Okay, John, what are we watching?
We really do appreciate you
Also,
guys.
the fact that Tron Ares is going to come out,
Oh, boy.
and it's basically the plot of Pixels, I'm so
We're
excited.
going to talk about Tron Ares, whether it be its own bespoke episode or not. It doesn't really matter. Okay, I'm trying to see if we have any emails. I don't think we do. We have a lot from Netflix, but you guys know that. Okay, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Oh, our email is mprphpodcast@gmail.com. Please send us an email. We will get you on the show. Not get you on the show, but we'll read what you say. And maybe we'll get you on the show. We're pretty desperate. Thank you.
Yeah, you might be a cool guy.
We really do appreciate you guys for listening to the Motion Picture Retribution Power Hour. I'm so excited, you guys. So I discovered this movie. I feel like it deserves a tiny little bit of backstory. I discovered this movie at the back corner of an arc on VHS, and I've been holding it until I got a VCR, and I finally got one recently, and I watched it, and it is everything I wanted it to be and more. And also, it's kind of a Halloween, so if we don't end up doing a Halloween special, although I hope we do, but if we don't, then it's going to be our Halloween special. Arnold Schwarzenegger is in a Constantine movie, basically, called End of Days. And it's the best thing I've ever seen in my whole life. There is no homework. Just watch the movie. I can't wait to talk about it. So thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Motion Picture Retribution Power Hour. I have been Brother John, and just as we live by the rules of Dinotopia, so must we be prepared to die.
I have been Brother Lincoln. I could crash you from here, man.
And I have been Brother Preston. Relax, body.
It's a jump scare every time.
Oh, man. Guys, hearing Adam Sandler say relaxed body is one of the worst things you can experience.
Yeah, you think you hate Ryan Reynolds, and then you hear Adam Sandler.
That was
one of our
very,
best
very
episodes,
fun.
boys.